to a new episode of the Diaries of Everything Ching. As always, make sure you have your beverage. You know I don't discriminate whether it's hot, warm, or cold. So today, you're going to notice that my voice sounds a little raspy. It is morning time. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about the reality of anxiety before a major event. So, this morning is the morning of a surgery that I'm getting. And this is really my first surgery that I am aware of. I did have a surgery when I was about 5 years old, but for the life of me, I can't remember anything about the surgery. I don't even remember having a surgery, which is interesting because I have a fairly good memory and I remember things from when I was like 4 and things like that. So the fact that I can't remember this surgery, maybe it's for the best and I was put to sleep, but I can't remember it. So in my mind, this is my first surgery. And I just wanted to come on here with raw emotion and thoughts and just kind of talk about the reality of the anxiety that leads up to these type of events, especially when you don't know what to expect. So I knew the surgery was coming up, but the date was supposed to be in November, right? And so a couple things happened. They were waiting on some results, and that's how we got to where we are in January. The moment they told me the date, I think they told me the date about a little bit before Christmas. So in that moment, I was nervous, but I had the holidays to distract me. So for the most part, I was more leaning towards and pouring myself into the holidays. Ooh, I have anxiety as I'm speaking too, so that's why I sound a little strange. So just excuse that. So, but leading up to it, when I had free time, when I wasn't focusing on the holidays, oh my gosh, I have a terrible habit. I will obsessively research whatever it is that I'm getting into. So in this case, the surgery, I'm researching. What am I going to feel? How is the pain going to be? What is the recovery process? And it's like, I don't know what I'm looking for. And I know that what I'm looking for, I won't find because it's almost like I'm expecting to see, oh, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. You're not going to feel a thing. You know, you're going to recover in the next 24 hours. And realistically, I'm not going to find that. And even if I were to find someone say, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. You may feel some discomfort, but for the most part, you'll be okay. That still doesn't satisfy me because in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's a possibility. But what if that's not my case? Then you have other scenarios where people are like, oh, it's the worst thing. It's so traumatic and, everything else under the sun. So I'm like psyching myself out, but I'm also trying to mentally prepare myself. I think that's what I try to do in that moment. I don't know, but I feel like I do all of this research because it's like I'm trying to prepare myself mentally for every outcome under the sun so that I'm not taken by surprise. But all it really does is just make me more anxious. But if I don't look anything up, then I'm worsely anxious because it's like I really have no idea. At least if I look it up, I have some sort of an idea of what I can potentially experience. And so I have been sleeping terribly for the past few nights. And surprisingly, I slept pretty okay last night. And I did wake up, I think, like once. But the night before an event, that night you do not sleep. I do not sleep. I am up and then I wake up and I'm researching. I'm researching. I'm like, I only have one more day. It's like you would think that I'm studying for an exam the way I'm just looking everything up, combing through everything, every last symptom, scenario, things that can go wrong, things that can go right. And I do that up until the moment where it's like, okay, now I have to take off the band aid. It's go time. And I'm not there yet, but I will be heading out in a couple hours. And then my surgery's in about 3.5 hours. And then I'm going to be over it. Then my anxiety will leave because the event that I was anticipating has then passed. And I tell you, I don't know if this is something that you guys can relate to. And if it is, like, kind of talk to me a little bit about what you do. How do you keep your mind busy? I feel like I've tried everything under the sun. I've played games, I write in my journal. I try to watch my comfort shows. I try to talk to my friends. Work is slow. So unfortunately, I can't really dive into work as much as I probably would like to, which is fine. But it's like, regardless of what I try to do to get myself over that hump of anxiety, it's always just in the back, just waiting to take center stage. And it's the worst. And I really want to find ways to be able to process upcoming events to this magnitude without all of the stress that's attached to it. So if you know any tips, if this is something that you suffered with and you no longer suffer with, kind of talk to me a little bit about what you've done. If it is something that you're still suffering with, we are suffering together. If I do come up with some tips or I come across some tips, I'm definitely going to leave them in the comments to help others. But yes, this is something that I feel like I wanted to talk about. I wanted to be, vulnerable. I wanted to be open, honest. And I just feel like right now I have the shakies. Like, I'm shaking. My nerves are terrible. My head's hurting me. I can't concentrate. My stomach is curling. Like, it's the worst. And I'm kind of at the point where I want to just get it over with so that I can focus on not having to worry about anticipation, but then healing. So I cannot wait. But in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning into a new episode. And until next time, cheers. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks.